Pneumonia, a word that sounds medical, ordinary, almost familiar. But in Hollywood, pneumonia has become something else. A shadow, a final chapter, a diagnosis that closes the book, even when the story doesn't add up. 3 deaths, 3 high-profile lives, 3 strangely similar final days, 3 deaths all labeled pneumonia. But behind that word lies a pattern, a triangle of tragedy, and questions no one in the industry wants to answer.
I'm Ed Winter, Assistant Chief of LA Coroner's Office. When I first opened Brittany Murphy's autopsy file, I wasn't looking for a pattern. I wasn't looking for conspiracy or scandal. I just wanted answers, the kind her fans have been begging for since 2009. I began gathering all of the evidence, but what I found didn't make sense. Not for a healthy 32-year-old, not for someone who supposedly died from a routine pneumonia, severe anemia, and a toxicology report that reads like a pharmacist's nightmare. Then 5 months later, her husband Simon Monjack dies in the same house, from the exact same causes. Coincidence? Maybe, but then I found another file, another death, another pneumonia, Kim Porter, and suddenly, the pattern became impossible.
Brittany Murphy had been feeling sick for days, not just a cough, but a relentless weakness, dizziness, and shortness of breath.
The symptoms read like pneumonia on the surface, but the severity, the rapid decline, that's something else.
She had been taking multiple medications, cold pills, painkillers, anti-anxiety tablets, over-the-counter treatments that, combined, could weaken anyone's immune system.
But what jumps out is the anemia. Brittany's hemoglobin levels were so low she should have been in a hospital. That kind of anemia doesn't just appear overnight. It builds, it drains, it weakens the body to the point where pneumonia becomes deadly.
That night, Brittany's breathing grew worse, shallow, faint, raspy.
What disturbs me most is that Brittany told her husband she felt like she was dying.
At 8 a.m., Brittany Murphy collapsed on the floor of her bathroom. The same bathroom she reportedly feared, the same bathroom she told friends felt haunted.
She was found barely conscious, struggling to breathe, burning with fever, her lips turning blue.
911. My daughter has passed out. She's not breathing.
When paramedics arrived, they found a young woman in cardiac arrest, not what you expect from simple pneumonia.
The Los Angeles County coroner concluded her death was caused by acute pneumonia, severe iron deficiency anemia, multiple drug intoxication.
But the drugs weren't illegal. They were prescriptions, cold medications, pain relievers, supplements. None of them were at lethal levels, not one. So the question becomes, how does a 32-year-old with no prior lung disease die from pneumonia and anemia in a house suspected of toxic mold, with medications that should have helped her, not killed her? And why did her father, Angelo Bertolotti, claim she was poisoned, not by drugs, but by something else entirely?
Simon Monjack, Brittany's husband, was found unresponsive in the same bedroom, just a few feet from where Brittany died.
When I read his autopsy, I felt like I was looking at Brittany's all over again. Cause of death, acute pneumonia, severe anemia, identical. 2 adults do not die from the same rare combination, in the same house, within months, for no reason. The coroner described their deaths as virtually identical, and still, the case was closed.
After 2 deaths, attention finally turned to the house.
Toxic mold, black mold, Stachybotrys, the kind that causes, yes, respiratory failure. Air quality tests later showed dangerously high levels of mold spores, the kind that kills, the kind that mimics pneumonia.
To this day, many believe the house itself was the real killer.
But if that's true, then what does that say about the 3rd death?
Kim Porter, model, actress, and mother of 3 of Sean Diddy Combs' children, was known for her strength, her smile, and her devotion to family. 2 days before her death, she texted her doctor, "I feel like I'm dying." The message has haunted her fans ever since. In early November 2018, Kim Porter became ill. Fever, fatigue, shortness of breath, symptoms that resembled the flu, but progressed much faster.
She texted her doctor 2 chilling lines. "I feel like I'm dying. I can't breathe." These weren't exaggerations. These were warnings.
On the evening of November 14th, Kim went to bed early. She told family she felt exhausted, drained.
And this is where everything shifts. The coroner said she died from lobar pneumonia, an aggressive infection, but one that usually gives clear warning signs. Yet Kim's death was sudden, abrupt, and reported as if it were inevitable.
The Los Angeles County coroner revealed Kim Porter died from lobar pneumonia, an infection of an entire lobe of the lung.
But there are details in this autopsy that trouble me. No mention of underlying conditions, no signs of long-term lung disease, no chronic illness. For a healthy 47-year-old woman, this is rare.
According to reports, Kim had been experiencing severe symptoms for days.
She told her loved ones the same thing Brittany Murphy said. "I feel like I'm dying, not I'm sick, not I need rest, but I feel like I'm dying." That language, that fear, that physical awareness, it isn't common in simple pneumonia.
What connects 3 deaths nearly a decade apart?
I asked the same question. At first, I thought it was coincidence. People die from pneumonia every day, but not like this. Brittany was 32, Simon was 40, Kim was 47, all relatively young, all with access to healthcare, all with similar symptoms, all with sudden collapse, all in the entertainment industry, and all diagnosed with pneumonia. It doesn't prove anything, but it demands questions.
Kim Porter was the longtime partner of Sean "Diddy" Combs, a figure whose public life has been shadowed by controversy.
And here's what we can say based on documented public information only, not rumors, not speculation, but what has been officially reported. Porter was reportedly working on a memoir about her relationship with Diddy, a relationship filled with breakups, reconciliations, and alleged conflicts. That information is public.
Reports stated that police initially found the circumstances puzzling given her age and lack of chronic illness.
She became violently ill, very quickly, with no prior chronic conditions. "We just want answers." That statement came from Kim's relatives, and that's on record.
He expressed heartbreak, grief, and devotion. These posts are public record.
There are no proven criminal connections. There are no confirmed links between Diddy and pneumonia deaths, and I am not claiming any. What I am saying is that these 3 deaths share startling similarities, and the deeper you look, the more disturbing the pattern becomes.
The pneumonia triangle.
3 cases, 3 autopsies, 3 sudden collapses, 3 medical reports that read almost like copy and paste tragedies. When patterns form in different cities, different years, different industries, that's when you start to wonder, why?
Pneumonia is a legitimate killer, but it can also mask other causes.
And here's what medical science says, straight from peer-reviewed research. 1. Toxic mold exposure can mimic pneumonia. 2. Certain toxins cause lung failure identical to pneumonia. 3. Some medications suppress immunity, making pneumonia deadly. 4. Stress and industry pressures weaken the body's defenses. 5. Lobar pneumonia can strike healthy adults, but it's rare, and yet, we have 3 cases where this rare event happened to people seemingly connected to one person. That same person, who was recently convicted of poisoning other people for nefarious reasons.
Hollywood is a place where stories can be rewritten, narratives controlled, and autopsies quietly forgotten.
Brittany Murphy's father fought for years to reopen her case. Kim Porter's family still asks questions. Simon Monjack's death was brushed aside. But look at them together. Really look. I'm not saying these deaths are connected by a person, or a conspiracy, or foul play. What I'm saying is this: Hollywood has a pneumonia problem, a diagnosis that explains everything, and nothing.
I feel like I'm dying.
3 tragedies, 3 families, 3 stories of talent, beauty, and unfulfilled futures. But the greater mystery isn't how they died. It's why they all died the same way. In a town built on illusion, sometimes the truth is the final victim.
This isn't the end of the story. Not for Brittany, not for Simon, not for Kim, and not for the questions that refuse to stay buried. If you've watched this far, you already know the truth. Something about these deaths doesn't fit, and until someone finally answers, we'll keep digging. Because the dead deserve the truth, and the living deserve to know why.